Hey friends, so I'm here tonight outside on my deck with my coffee. It's half calf though, even though it's 9 o'clock at night. I'm drinking half calf. I decided to come out here to hopefully not be hijacked by the 2 year old who is still not feeling well. And he's sleeping. Whoa, of course, of course. He's sleeping. But, I thought that if I was in the house, that, he would sense my presence online and be up to hijack once again and need his ABCs and YouTube videos. So I thought I would come on out here. So hopefully it shows me I have good connection, but I am on my deck, which is like, even though it's chilly, it's actually gorgeous out here. Like, I love my condo. Like, I love my deck. I love my neighborhood. I love the field behind us and the tree line. Like, huge super fan. Anyway, hi everybody. Thanks for joining. Okay, so for challenge 4, I, again, just like left a little space for you to write your main vision and your top 3 priorities. Like, I feel like it's really important to kind of write them a couple times when you're in the process of a weekend challenge. It helps you just kind of clarify and think about them a little bit further and a little bit deeper. And I feel like sometimes that's what's needed more than anything, is just that clarity in your own vision. So sometimes just writing it a couple times in a couple different ways. And it doesn't have to be long. Like, I'm leaving little, just like sentence or 2 spats. Hey, thanks so much for joining. Welcome, welcome. That you can just kind of write them in. And then for number 2, I wrote the priority statement that you measure your to-dos by. So, for example, we talked a little bit yesterday about making sure that, we all have a mile-long to-do list, but making sure you put those to-dos, hey Cindy, into categories that are measured by your priority statement. So, for example, if my priority is to spend engaged times of learning and education fun with my kids, what are the things that I need to focus on the to-do list to bring 80% of the results to that particular task or that particular priority? If another priority is to launch a brand new product, then do I need to be spending time on social media doing other things? You know what I mean? So you want to just kind of use a statement that you can literally press all of your to-dos against to say, does this fit my priority or not? So you could say something like, my priority statement is to live an inspired life above rubies, inspiring, educating my kids first, and inspiring and educating women to grow in their direct sales and blogging businesses. Like, that is kind of it's kind of an overstatement, like an overly summarized statement, but if it doesn't fit into that, it can wait, or somebody else can do it, kind of like we talked about the other day. So it's just another way of saying that. So then the next thing is putting your goals into, hey Tammy, into actionable items. And something that I'm really learning and finding more and more, especially for myself, that's true, is that I am a very impatient person. Like, I come up with an idea and like it has to launch and be completed like overnight. That's just how I am. And I've always been that way. And it's actually how I work better. When I overthink things and when I take too long to plan things out, I don't take enough action towards the goal. And that was very true when I launched my Cricut A to Z DVD in, what year was that? 2008 or 2009? Was it 2009? It must have been 2009. And yeah, it was in 2009 now that I think about it. The idea came to me in October. October 7th, I hired a videographer, somebody that worked at QVC that I was good friends with, and I said, can you come over to my house and help me film a DVD? And he was like, sure. And he came over at 7 o'clock in the evening once I put the kids to bed, and we recorded straight through until 4:30 a.m. in the morning. That DVD then was released a week before Thanksgiving and sold out 500 copies in its first 2 hours and went on to sell 100,000 DVDs worldwide. And I say that to you not because I'm somebody special, but it was because massive action was taken and followed through and committed with, and amazing things happened. Could it have been better? Could there have been things done differently? Yes, probably. But I have a tendency to plan things out, do them as completely as possible. And of course there was, editing, and there was, it had to be manufactured, there was artwork to be done, there were other things that had to go into that. But like the bulk of the work, like sitting down and recording a DVD from 7 a.m. until 4 a.m., or 7 p.m. until 4 a.m. rather, it's massive action. So what I kind of thought would be really helpful for you guys is to think about your goals and your actionable items in the chunk of a year's time or in quarter time. And this was something that Stacy had us do as well. And I was like, you know what, this is really valuable to think about. And something that I've also been seeing and learning more as I'm doing coaching with Tony and taking those things to the next level is that really ultimately we need to have a vision, a big vision for our future, for our lives, for like that big picture thing. But the goals, they're like the projects and the action steps that we can measure, like have a number put to and achieve with. And so what I would really like you to do is break down those actionable goals by month or by quarter and really see how much action you can truly take, even when you think you don't have any time. Because I know I was a mom of 2 small kids at the time. My now ex-husband, but had just lost his job. Things were like crazy. I didn't have the time to do a DVD. Like, even though that was like in my heart, like I wanted to do this because I wanted to help people learn their machine. It was just that massive action. So I'm learning that more now. And I was joking, and you probably saw me post earlier. I felt like so inspired helping everybody that I'm like, I want to write a book. Like, I've never written a book. I want to write a book. And I like went nuts this weekend, like nuts. Even though I'm working on a bunch of other projects, I was like, I am going to take several hours and I'm going to work on writing this book. And I'm going to do more research, and I'm going to put these thoughts to paper or thoughts to keyboard. And I went bonkers, and I'm like, this is going to be a bestseller. Like, this is legitimately going to be a best-selling book, whether it's on Amazon or the New York Times bestseller list. Like, I have no doubt this is going to be an all-encompassing workbook that any person in direct sales or starting a blog is going to want to read. I'm just sure of it. I don't know when it's coming out for sure. But best believe it probably will be in the 2017 year, quicker than you can, count to 10. So what are those things that you are able to break down and actionably achieve in a month? Like, in the month, not just that big picture, like, I want to lose 80 pounds this year. Okay, where do you need to start? Like, where do you need to be in January to get to your 80-pound mark? Like, what is it? Do you know what I mean? And you'll start to build that momentum so much quicker that you're going to start achieving your goals so much faster than you realize possible. Because it's not just setting a SMART goal. And I said this the other night when I was on with Heidi. Like, I have a problem with SMART goals to a degree. And I know I used to talk about SMART goals even a little bit more a couple years ago. And while the acronym is really cute and it's a great way to structure the way that you write your goals, that alone isn't going to help you achieve them. Staring at your vision board alone isn't going to help you achieve your goals. You have to take the action. And in order to take action, you have to have a strategy in place. You have to have accountability in place. You have to have a person that has already been there and done that to help you get to that next level. And sometimes naivety and just realizing, like, or not realizing, like, what you can't do is a good thing, but sometimes you really need that coach to come alongside of you and like show you where to go next so that you're not figuring it all out completely on your own. That's part of why I'm here. So the other thing that is part of your action, your time, your space to really take massive action towards your goals. And I'm really believing that most of you here taking action towards your goals are growing in business. It's not just a personal goal, even though we need to have goals in all areas. Like, I have personal, I have financial, I have spiritual goals, I have business goals, and we all should. But I believe that in order to take the massive action towards your business and financial goals, you have to understand where your ideal client is hanging out. And this was something I forgot as well. I forgot this part for a while. When I was really working hard in the cricket world, and I didn't even really feel like I was working that hard. I was just present in the space. I was paying attention to the needs. I was paying attention to who my ideal client and customer was, who was going to need this DVD. And I made sure that everything that I did and offered in both free packages and the paid DVD went to that client. And because what I had tried to do with other businesses that I'd gone into, I tried converting clients that were ideal for a different market into the ideal client for the market space I was heading into, and that doesn't work. And just because you think, what's the best way to say this? Just because you have a presence and a brand doesn't mean that brand continuity continues across all things that you ever touch and do. Doesn't mean you're not authentically you. It just doesn't mean it translates completely. And so that's the next thing that I'm really excited to dive into as we go through January's Once Upon a Time, is that it's okay to be authentically you in the category and the space that you desire to be in, and continue to grow in. And now my little guy is up and crying, so I'm probably going to have to wrap this up, but I'm hoping this is helpful to you. And then next is thinking about the ideas to reach the pulse of those things. And he probably can't find me because he woke up and now he doesn't know where I am. And I'm still getting hijacked even though I came out here into the cold. Finally, the bonus sheet that I have is the I ams, the I wills, I have, and I'm so thankful for sheet. This is not to just create a list of positive affirmations that you can lie to yourself and say, I'm so great, I am so wonderful, I have no flaws, I, am a millionaire. It's learning how to phrase your truth and use the power of life and death that is in your words to speak life over yourself. Too often, it's easy to get caught up in, I don't feel well, I have this illness, I am this, I am that. And it's sucking the life right on out of your business. It's sucking the life right on out of yourself, your motivation, your action, and your goals and your vision for the future. So what I really want, he's opening the door. I can't believe it. I mean, I can because he's 2 and he's just not sleeping right now. Hey, buddy. I'll be in a minute. You want to say hi? I want to say hi. It's really to get very truthful with yourself. And you can phrase your I ams in such a way that is proving your growth. So you may say, for example, I may not be happy with my financial situation right now, but I know I am learning and growing in every possible way to change it for the better, is one of the ways to say it. Okay, come here. You don't have shoes or socks on, buddy, and it's cold out here. You want to say hi? Go ahead. Say hi. We're going to say hi on the video. Okay, so I tried, guys. This is why I do need to have that dedicated, kid-free time again, where, even if it is after the kids are in bed, somebody can still, come alongside and make sure they stay in bed while I'm working.
In the car.
Nana's car?
Mommy's car.
In Mommy's car? Mommy should start doing videos in her car. You won't find me there. I love you. All right, guys. Thanks so much. And Papa's truck. Thank you so much for joining in tonight for this weekend challenge. I hope that you felt inspired by it to take action, to get a little bit more clear, and to see where you're going into 2017. I cannot wait for what 2017 is going to bring. And
my toys.
And you can't wait for your toys.
Duh.
Okay. All right, guys. Have an awesome night. I'll see you soon. Enjoy the moments. Bye.